Hail and well met. Welcome to episode five of Greymantle, which is the end of this first arc. It's going to end one way or another. Aren't we excited? I am Eric Scott to be the DM of some of the games on this stream, and I am here to run this ultimate episode of Greymantle. After this, there will be more Greymantle eventually, but exactly when and exactly in what form, we'll see. I wanted to mention that we are doing a giveaway of three copies of Femmes Fatale. I promised this on our extra live stream that I was going to give these away, and sure enough, here I am. Fortunately, both authors of this book are on this episode tonight, myself and Manda. She will probably tell you more about this. But it is a superhero book that we wrote with two of our signature characters in the Cobalt City / Justice Vengeance universe. Mine is Lady Vengeance. That's the darker one. I'm sure that comes as no surprise to anybody. These are available to anyone. Since shipping is an issue, if you are outside the US, I will send you a digital version instead. So if you are a domestic person who wins this, you will get a physical copy. If you are an outside US person who gets this, I will send you a digital version. That's the deal. And with that said, take it away, Allie. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday to Allie. This
Thank
was
you.
Today
birthday.
or yesterday or whatever, because she's in Australia and time
Time
is fluid.
zones.
So happy
all right.
birthday.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexander Pitchford, and I am a writer, game designer, and chaos gremlin more than anything. And I'll be playing Sparrow as ever in this Greymantle stream, a favorite character of mine. And I also want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Frida from Brimstone Angel novels, as well as other popular and interesting characters. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Epic Game Store, Google Play, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, you can check out idlechampions.com. And do not forget, right now it is the Simril event where you can get War Duke if that's something you're really into.
Nice. Yeah, if you get something cool, let us know so we can celebrate.
Absolutely.
Hi.
We love hearing about it.
Oh, yep. Sorry about that.
Hey, Florida.
I'm for context, I have a little bit of a lag on my end, so like I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, here's time to jump in. I'm Florida. You can find me here at this time slot right now. You can also find me on Twitter for now, and a couple of other places at Fortivair with no dash in between, including my Ko-fi coffee. That site, I illustrate, I play games, I stream, and I'll be playing Sounder, the shifter gutter mage, which is a wizard subclass by Insanity Gaming, which is a friend of mine going to having been giving this chance to play test. Very much thank you for that.
Nice.
Excited to see where this goes, because my notes from last time read, we survived, it was a mess, and we went from stealth to Russian stealth, and now we're looking for a secret entrance.
Nice.
And hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Cherry. I'm an author of contemporary and historical urban fantasy, tabletop roleplay games, and the occasional award-winning screenplay. I am also the co-author of Femmes Fatale, which we are giving away tonight, several copies. Eric did make me come over and sign those, so I can vouch for the fact that they are autographed. He made me. He twisted my arm and everything. That book, in fact, our newest release only came out 2 weeks ago, right around my birthday. It is the sapphic enemies to lovers demon hunting romance of my wildest dreams, and it was a lot of fun to write, and it's a lot of fun to read. My favorite feedback we've gotten on it so far is there was a problem with your book, and I said, what is that? And he said, it's too short. So I was very excited to announce that there will be a sequel. We did turn that in, and it turned into a 2-book deal pretty quickly. So read this one, look forward to the next one, and shout at me at Manda the Ginger on Twitter or TikTok to remind me that I actually should be working on that instead of binging Netflix shows, which is what I've been doing for this whole past week. Tonight I will be playing Anji. She is my horny tiefling bard with a bad attitude and very good drum skills. She is currently still playing music for the bad guys while everyone else is sort of fighting in the background, because like she's very good at being a distraction and not very good at much else.
All right. Well, I wanted to say that I should probably also be working on that sequel book once I get done with my other projects.
But so you're on deadline. You're on deadline.
I
You have an
am.
excuse.
I'm always on deadline,
Fair.
so that's not a very good excuse. All right, here we go. You who dream about dreaming, what is it that you want? What makes you you? And who is to say that you are not the face in the mirror? What lurks behind the eyes of the other? What malignity? What desire? No. What makes you you is that you want what you would have, what you will. Author unknown. All right. So when last we left, you were in a bit of a pickle. You had attempted to sneak into this Thieves Guild safe house, and the stealth didn't go so well. You got caught up fighting a bunch of fellows. Anji jumped in and did some musical interlude, which transfixed several of them, long enough for Oriana, who is your tiefling warlock friend, to blast a few of them. And the dust has settled mostly, and no one else is moving around except for the one rogue that Anji has charmed, who is still kind of hanging out near her. And he doesn't seem to have like any particular clear mission at the moment. He's just kind of standing there listening to her continuing to percuss and make sounds on the walls, on pieces of jewelry and stuff that she's wearing, whatever works for her musical stylings. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Oriana and Sounder are staring at each other over the body of this thug who was kind of beating up on Sounder a little bit, and Oriana came to Sounder's rescue. But Oriana is pretty injured right now. You can see that she's bleeding rather copiously from this wound in her side, but she looks pretty hyped up, like high energy. And it's at this point that you start hearing banging sounds on the door to the safe house. And a familiar voice shouting out, "Oi! Oi! Let us in! Let us in!" And it is your old friend Belthagast, the member of Oriana's clan, sort of, a member of Hellfire, who appears to be a rival of hers. Oriana's face pales a little bit, but her eyes are still murderous.
And it says, "Awful dude."
My notes say big fan of fire and mesh shirts, so take that as you will. Anyway, so how do you want to react?
Well, the first thing Sparrow is going to do is curse vehemently. And because she does not like Belthagast. This has been established at this point.
Mm.
He's tired of this guy. Especially since he seems to have some kind of vendetta against her.
Anji does
Well-
not want to be seen by Belfagast for reasons.
Well, this certainly means we should get out of here, shouldn't we?
Or at the very least, find a way not to let him in.
At the very least.
So Sounder does two things. Door gets knocked on, voice is heard. There's a bit of a double take between Door and Oriana, glancing at the blood at her side and just immediately trying to push Oriana, down the hall back into the room where everybody else is. Just kind of like shh. And then Sounder's gonna try and pick up the mace, if I remember right, was what that guy was carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try and sneak up to the front door and like cram that in to block the make it harder to get in.
Okay. So
Oh, actually, hang on.
Hmm?
I have a spell for that. I do. I have a spell for that. I lied. I'm not going to use a mace. I'm going to cast Arcane Lock. That door is staying closed.
Nice.
all right.
Well done.
So Sounder, I'm just gonna take the liberty of moving your mini over toward the
Thank
door.
you.
And as you approach, the door starts to open, and you can see Belthagast's gnarled, clawed hand just kind of pushing it open, and you shove it closed
Slam into it.
with your spell, and he goes, "Ha!" And your spell seals the door. Okay,
Impressive.
and he goes, "Hey, hey!" Boom, 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 pounding on the door. So let me ask you this question now that you've cast the spell. Who are the creatures you designate who can open the door normally?
Oh, just myself and Oriana and Sparrow.
Okay. I'm going to keep that in mind. All right. Belfagast from outside keeps shouting, "You can't hide in there forever. I know it's you, Oriana. I know." Oriana comes kind of limping out of the hallway, cursing under her breath. And she goes, "Ah, man, that guy, how does he keep finding me?" Meanwhile, Tarrant, your old friend slash rival, is he's feeling along the fireplace, like looking for something, a stone or some kind of object. Anyway, Sparrow, you're standing kind of near him, so you can see him doing this. As Oriana kind of like limps past you, stepping over this thief's body toward Sounder.
Looking for something.
Stop standing there looking beautiful and help me, would you?
I can do one of those things. She moves over to the fireplace. It would be easier if you let me know what we're actually looking for.
A catch
A catch. Very
You know.
well.
for a secret door.
Yes, I gathered. All right.
Alright.
I will start looking then.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check, please.
Investigation. Not entirely terrible. 16.
Yeah, pretty good. Okay. Anji, this charmed thief comes up to you, and he's just kind of he's grooving to the music, just vibing. And he's like, "Man, I wish they'd stop knocking on the door. It's just it clashes."
Is there a way you could go up to the ramparts and shoot him?
Oh, you know what? I probably could. In fact, I probably should.
You probably should.
All right. Well, I'll see you later. And he heads up the stairs kind of dreamily. Okay.
Beautiful.
That is one way to handle the brute at the door now, isn't it?
You realize he's probably going to die, right?
Now ask me if I care.
So Oriana approaches Sounder,
Touche.
still holding her bleeding side, and she says, "Okay, well, I'm sorry about this. He was pressuring me to tell him where I was going and what I was doing, and I didn't mean to tell him anything, but he must have followed me. So he knows I'm here. He doesn't know about all of you." She puts her hand on Sounder's shoulder to kind of support herself.
So, Anji, right?
Mhm.
Still got that health potion.
In fact, I do.
Yeah.
Here's an opportune time to make you special. But yeah, I'll hand over the. I've got one healing potion left, and I'm happy to hand it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oriana takes it, looks at it, looks at you, drinks it down. She's spending a whole round doing this, so I'm going to give her the full 10.
Cool.
All right. And she says,
While she's-
definitely feel better. All right, what?
While she's drinking that, Sounder's gonna start also trying to find secret door, but instead of checking near the fireplace, she's gonna start looking around near the couch.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check, please.
Right. Oof. Okay, that's not a one. I just have bad eyes. I'm fine.
All right, yeah.
Hey.
Looks like you got a 12. It's not bad. All right. With your 12, you're looking through the couch, which is a little old and a little worn.
Well,
Clearly,
less through it and more like behind.
you do find a hidden compartment in the back of the couch. Like,
Oh.
oh no,
Ah!
Amanda blinked out on us for a second.
My power flickered.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, it has been storming here in Seattle, specifically snow, and snow is bad for the power. So if we lose Manda, we're just going to assume Anji just starts singing and making louder music than before.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you find kind of a secret compartment in the wall behind the couch. Just kind of a loose board. And if you pull it open, you see that there is a pouch inside.
Kind of hefts that a little bit, shakes it to see if it jingles.
It does jingle.
Just gonna pocket that. Yep,
Okay.
that's mine.
Okay.
Finder's fee.
Okay. All right, and back up to the fireplace. Sparrow, you sure enough find a stone that that will move back and forth, and when you move it, you hear this clunk, clunk. And Tarant says, "Oh, good. And he goes to the opposite side of the fireplace and touches in kind of the same place and finds a catch himself. And he says, "Oh, a double pull. Can't quite reach both of them."
All right. Well,
Same time, I suppose.
same time.
He goes 3, 2, and then you bang, bang, bang. And the Beltagast is like, you think this is going to hold me? Quick, break through the windows. We can't, they're boarded up. I said break through the windows. So, like, his accompaniment fans out. You can see some, like, shadows through the windows. People in gray armor and red striped cloaks moving around outside the building. And you start hearing taps on the windows. And Tarant says, "Well, if there weren't pressure, I suppose it wouldn't be worth it, would it?"
Yes, fair enough. And unfortunately, if he finds there's more, if he's given that he's already incensed, and after Oriana here, if he finds out that I'm here, it's gonna get worse. So,
Friend
Shall
of
we?
I
yours,
do
then.
enjoy there are more people here that hate Belfagast than just myself.
you could put it that way.
The enemy of my enemy and all that.
Indeed.
I've run into him once or twice, Turan says. It
Oh,
wasn't
good.
pleasant. 3, 2, 1.
Pull.
Okay. You hear this grinding of stone, and the fireplace, like the flames wink out with new air sweeping through, and you see that the back has opened like a secret door.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So, my vote is we all go through there. Consequences be damned.
Close it up behind
Close
us.
it behind us. Let them think we left through the sewers.
And this is
'Cause
why
that
I like
door's
you,
still
Sounder. Always thinking on your feet. Shall we?
After you.
Okay. Sorry, I had
Well.
to just do this with the dynamic lighting real fast.
Well, without
All right. Yep.
much in the way of hesitation, Sparrow will duck down and slip through the door.
Okay. Yep. Toronto will go in as well.
Yeah, let's go.
She'll keep her rapier out just in case. But
Just gonna kind of like herd is the wrong word, but just kind of making sure Oriana also comes with us, because like no, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna let you be the last man in here.
I'm actually gonna make sure I'm last, because if anybody comes in, I am more likely to be able to distract them and let y'all get away clean myself later, just by being
Sounder.
charming.
Sounder. Oriana like straightens your collar and like pats at your shirt. She says, "When have you known me to be a hero?"
Every now and then you get this wild hair up your ass that just kind of shoves her into the Go on.
All right.
You and Sparrow both.
I'm just saying, like, if he gets in here, then, I am the best one suited for talking him down, unless you want to mind magic him. Good spell, by the way, Anji.
Oh, welcome.
All right. Okay, so Oriana comes along with you then. This was an opportunity to leave her behind, but you didn't. I just want to point that out. Okay. So, you were in this kind of narrow hallway. There's a door immediately opposite the secret door that you came through. You can faintly see through like the edges of the door because the wood is slightly warped, and you can make out that there is a chest inside that room. You are obviously past the wall of like barrels and posts and rubble that was blocking your way into this back hallway. You can also tell that there are people around here. Well, you can smell something. People. It smells like there was a fight of some kind. And Sparrow, you are just kind of you peek around this corner just because your passive perception is not too bad, and you see that there is indeed a person there. I'm just going to move you here briefly so you can see.
okay.
But they are lying on the ground, unmoving, covered in blood.
How recent does this look?
Pretty recent. You just kind of duck back behind the corner.
Someone's-
Tarant looks at you from the other side and nods like he's seeing something similar to what you just saw.
Someone is beating us here.
That must be a familiar feeling for you, Tarant says.
She'll
He slips
She'll
around
shoot.
without waiting for your response.
just withering glare at his back as he goes. Her response kind of dissolving into more of a very offended, kind of like...
Rude. I want to try detect magic because any of this could be bullshit and a trap.
Okay.
So.
All right. So him moving, and I'm just going to put Sparrow there. That kind of makes enough space for everyone else to get into this little hallway.
Yeah.
Whoop. Okay. Anji, you cast detect magic. You can see what I described in the hallway before. There's that little gap that you can kind of see around the door into the little room. And there's a chest there, and the chest is radiating with magic.
Can I tell anything about it? Is it familiar to me at all?
It appears to be abjuration magic. Like a protective ward of some kind over the chest. The door does not appear to be locked. In fact, I'm going to say that's why you can see slightly through it, because it's standing slightly ajar.
Like this.
So,
I shall warn you all, that chest is well enough warded. We might want to steer clear. Or at least find a way to magically infiltrate before we go in with the hacksaws and such.
yeah, that sound. So on the one hand, and this is out of character, I feel like Sounder has a little bit of know-how about magical locks and such and how to like breach them, but I also don't know if she necessarily has the skill to do so. So what would I have to do to make an attempt at something like that?
If you made an Arcana check, you could at least tell something about the magic locking, warding mechanism.
Okay.
But it would be easier if you could actually see it, and
Yeah.
you can't really from where you are.
No.
You want to go into the room? The door is slightly ajar.
First things first, Sounder shoots a message via the cantrip to Sparrow, essentially. So, is this the part we redouble cross, or are we still waiting?
You may be beyond that point at this point. I'm not sure.
Oriana pulls this little catch on the wall, and the secret door behind the fireplace closes again. And she goes, that worked.
Tricky.
That's good, at least. Well then. As far as so where did our little shady friend slip off to? Toronto.
Well, Sounder, you saw that he went down the hallway that's kind of just north of you, and then kind of disappeared into that room. You can, however, see in the room ahead another body lying on the ground, unmoving.
Okay. Sounder's going to be careful about it, but Sounder's going to make the attempt to follow where Toronto went. Because if he going through the door didn't set off anything, maybe there's not a trap.
Okay.
But she is being cautious and wary as she does so.
Okay. Yeah, you get to about the edge of the room, and you can kind of see into it. You see that this room is filled with bedrolls, blankets, as though like an adventuring party or just a small gang of thieves was camping out here. There are numerous people in this room, but they are all down in pools of blood. And there is Tarant. He's kind of leaning against the wall next to you with his arms crossed, and he's looking around. And he says, well, this isn't promising.
Don't like it.
Yeah, I think Sparrow will have probably slipped into that room herself, following after Tarant, because she does not want to let that guy out of her sight.
Okay. Yeah, you can see him. You can see him there.
Okay.
And he says, "Not your handiwork, I take it."
No, this is different.
You do recognize the look and vibe of these bodies as being members of that same thieves guild.
So they're all shadow knives?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would she recognize any of the bodies, given that she used to be a member?
Make an intelligence check.
Sure.
Just to, test your knowledge, basically.
Oh, 20.
Okay. Yeah, you do recognize one of them as kind of a passing thief that you would have interacted with a couple of times, and then a couple of relatively new novice sort of recruits who you may have seen but don't know. I don't know if you had any personal relationship with any of them. I will leave that up to you. But they do appear to be dead, and mostly without even their weapons drawn, you notice. Like the one who got closest to drawing a weapon was the one that who was kind of a senior member of the guild, who half drew their dagger.
Whoever did this was good. None of them ever put up a fight.
Tarant says, "This isn't what I signed up for."
A bit more than mildly disconcerting, for sure.
Yes. I can't think of anyone who works like this in the city. This good?
Do you smell that? Tarant says. Yes, there is a distinct smell of burning.
Did they light the house on fire?
Oriana is like, it's not just me. This wall does feel very, very warm. And there's starting to be smoke gathering at the ceiling of the room you're in.
Oh, indeed.
Well,
that was a bit uncalled for.
Oriana adds something much, much worse, and then the name Beltagast. That rotter.
You're supposed
Can't
to be
get
dead
something,
by
he
now.
lights it on fire.
Yes, that is a bit of a character, isn't it? Quite on brand.
well aware. Certainly far more aware of his proclivities than I care to think about.
All right.
Regardless.
People,
That young man I sent to
case
shoot
the
him is
joint.
falling down on the job.
I think he performed about as expected.
while the bickering's happening, Sounder's gonna go see what she can, like, just a cursory. Is there anything else of interest in this room besides the bodies?
Okay. There is a bookshelf here, in fact,
Okay.
with a number of books on it, and some other little knickknacks, like little statue, pieces of jewelry, things that the thieves apparently took on a recent job. So you could just grab some of those things.
Everything small enough to just fit into a pack or pouch I'm gonna
Okay.
try and grab and
All right.
do a cursory look of like, are any of these books interesting enough to be worth saving, specifically if they seem magical in any capacity.
Make an Arcana check.
All right.
So yeah, you're pawing through the books,
Oh.
and
Ooh.
one of them kind of crackles in against your finger when you touch it. The mark of a magical potential in that book. It looks like a totally normal book.
Good. The more
Nothing
normal
really,
looking, the
nothing
better.
really special about it. But you pull it out, and do you open it?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, this doesn't seem like a good place to try and
Stick it
Do
in
it.
your bag.
just stuff in bag.
Okay.
Out from this room, this is just the barracks, right? Besides the shelf.
This appears to be just the place where they were crashing.
Okay. All right.
While I appreciate your instinct to loot the place and take everything that isn't red hot or nailed down along with you, I should remind you that the building is perhaps on fire.
Grab
And
what
that
you
the
can. Let's
item-
go.
That we have come to seek is perhaps in that water chest just there, perhaps. So, quickly, I suppose.
Yeah.
There
Yes.
are also I'm not actually sure if you can see them because they might be blocked off by the dynamic lighting. But there are two doors off of this room that lead
Okay.
into other rooms. And there was a door at the end of the hallway that you came into. Do you want to investigate those?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll look
Durant
at. I will-
heads over to this door up in the corner, finds that it is locked, slips this set of lockpicks out of his sleeves and just immediately starts working on it.
I'll stick with Tarant. I will say to him though, like we are here. We need to get what we are after and get out of here quickly.
Yes, well, some of us have bills to pay as well.
I should remind you some of us
All
are
of us
less
have bills
fireproof
to
than
pay.
others.
I don't know. You might be very privileged for all I know. How exactly do you get your skin like that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Click. He pops the lock open. Did you say something, princess? He calls back to Anji.
Merely that some of us are a bit more fireproof than others. And you might want
Yes.
to keep that in mind as the smoke fills the room.
Yes, I am aware. I do remember the the high fire incident. Yes, pops up in the door. So in that room, which Sorrow, you're standing right there, so you can see.
All right.
Just gonna move that out of the way. You can see that there are two chests in that room. Tarant heads
Ooh.
inside,
Hello. Sure.
starts picking the lock on one of them.
All right.
All right. Sparrow will turn her attention to the other one then, and
Okay.
start
All right,
trying
so
to get
the
that one
thieves-
open.
The thieves are thieving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sounder. The door that you are at is not locked. It opens into a bedroom. Just move the door out of the way. Sorry. Dynamic lighting is fun, but it takes an extra second. Okay, it opens into a bedroom, a fairly pristine, mundane bedroom. Although, with your sense of awareness, you can see that the bed is slightly like moved away from the wall, like it's at a diagonal, like it doesn't fit quite where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And
Well.
do you investigate?
Yeah,
Okay.
but before she does, she goes, well, this might be our out if anyone wants to swap off so I can check that other chest.
Okay. Oriana comes up to you and she says, well, I could do that.
Thanks.
Oh,
check the bed.
Just scoots past you.
Scooshes past.
All right.
Back down this way. Do a hasty look
you
at
leave
that chest.
Oriana and she's just like shoving the bed, trying to figure it out. All right, you head back down to where Anji is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this door to this little room. Before Oriana left, I think it's reasonable to suggest that she just kind of like pushed the door open and then said, I'm sure it's fine, and then took off.
Famous last
Right.
words.
Ah, I see. All right, hold on a second. Dynamic lighting is being difficult with this. Okay, I'm just going to remove this wall so that you can all see into that room.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a chest in there. Actually,
Okay.
2 chests in there.
Hmm. Yeah, that sure is 2 whole chests. Again, being cautious, making sure not to step on any like loose wires or like, very carefully testing floor because like you never know when something's gonna set something off. Gonna
Fair
go and
enough.
check the glowing chest and I mean the other one too, I guess, if I
Alright.
have time.
It would appear that both chests are glowing, in fact. Or at least that's what Anji tells you, because Anji is the one with the detect magic going. All right.
So both same kind of wards.
All right.
They both
Um,
appear to be abjuration. Yeah.
Can I make an Arcana check to see like what else I can get from those chests
Go
from
ahead.
their magic? Okay. All right, that is. Wait, what? Roll 20 is just like not being my friend. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, but I've got that at +4, so 15.
Okay. Yes, it is definitely abjuration magic, but you think that it is similar to the principle of a glyph of warding. It contains another spell inside that it will use, like it will activate when some condition happens. And focusing on it a little harder, you can tell that that spell is a conjuration spell.
So what we don't want to do is open it here.
Right. How big are these chests?
They are 3 feet wide,
Oof.
2 feet deep,
Oof.
and 2 feet wide the other way. 3 by 2 by 2. Fairly large.
Damn it, I knew I should have tried Weedle Dispel out of somebody.
I have the most terrible idea.
Go on.
What if the rest of you go and hide? And we lure Belthagast in here and convince him to destroy them somehow. With
Wouldn't
magic, perhaps?
Not in the room. I don't know.
And let any harm that might come to someone fall to him. Just a thought. I said it was a terrible idea.
All right, while you're pondering that, Allie, I'm going to need Sparrow to make a disable device check with the
All
Tues
right.
tools.
Okay.
I did figure out finally how to do that in Roll20 or in D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
But now I don't remember. So
Oh no. Okay. Should I just do it the way we've been doing it then?
yeah, it's fine.
18. Not shabby.
Okay. Yeah, you pop the chest open.
Okay.
And inside you find a good number of coin and a good number of paper, like script, money paper, and several rolled up documents, scrolls.
Okay. So, well, I will have her reach in and very carefully pluck out stuff. Basically, the scrolls definitely she'll grab. What were the other items again?
Coin, paper money,
Coin.
scrolls, which appear to
Okay.
be more like documents, not like magic scrolls, but like ledgers and things that, you know.
Still, there could be useful
Important.
information. Yeah, there could be useful information in those. She'll pull those out, though. She'll definitely take the marks and the coins. Because why leave money on the table?
But
All right. And you're just going to stuff those in a sack that you're carrying, I assume?
Yeah,
Okay.
she'll produce a sack and just put stuff in there. Got a dollar sign on it. You know how that goes. Or whatever the symbol for Marx is.
Nice. Actually, when you were emptying out that that trunk chest, you find that there are a couple of burlap sacks at the bottom that must have been what the loot came in the first place. So you can just shovel it back into the sacks and take those.
Oh, nice. Lovely.
Okay. Tarant has his open as well. And he, you see that he is slipping some things into his belt and pouches. And he pulls out a cloak.
A cloak.
He holds it up against, in front of you. This, must be a cloak of invisibility. It made you disappear for a moment. I forgot you were there.
You are insufferable. Do you know that?
I've been told that.
Well, did you find anything else of note? Or are
I
you
already
just
have a
going to-
cloak. You should probably take this.
All right. She'll take the cloak. Like,
He pulls
Well-
out a dagger, which has a kind of clear diamond on the pommel, and it's curved. The hilt, the handle is curved slightly forward, and the blade is curved slightly forward as well. It looks like this, more or less. Sorry,
Of
I
course.
just got to
Of
pull these
course.
out. You just got to pull this out on the show occasionally. This is my kukri from actually from Nepal.
Occasionally, he says, having pulled it out. What every
Every time. It has a diamond on the pommel. And Tarant says, "Huh, nice. Probably worth a fair penny."
I would imagine with a stone like that in the pommel, you don't see many people decorating their weapons with diamonds.
He
Unfortunately,
puts the sheathed blade through his belt.
I was curious though, if you'll indulge me. that item you took from the estate of the insane spellcaster, the one that caused me to follow you.
Oh, yes, I recall. You
What
mean
did-
Lord Robillard?
Lord Robillard. Yes, that lovely gentleman. What did you ever end
You
up
mean
doing with
this?
that?
And he lifts up this purple piece of gemstone.
You've kept it on you this entire time.
Well, yes.
I suppose that's one of the only places you really can trust people not to take if you are aware enough to keep them from taking it.
I was hiding it at my hideout, but then you found my hideout.
Well, you may be good, but so am I.
Well, it was either bring it with me or kill you, and I preferred to bring it with me.
I appreciate that.
Well, you haven't given me a reason to kill you yet.
Give it time.
I've heard that too. All right, so you hoovered up everything that was in the chest.
Yeah.
So, all right, you hear Oriana go, "Aha! Whew, the smoke is getting bad, but you should come see this." All right. Yeah, Tarrant heads out, kind of into the room with the bedrolls.
Yeah.
And he kneels down and looks and investigates the bodies more carefully. Okay. So you two in the room with the chests, you start hearing Belthagast shouting closer. He's probably inside the common room. And remember, he is also a tiefling, so he is also not fireproof, but very fire resistant. So that's why he's not really bothered being inside this burning building. But yeah, the safe house is definitely on fire at this point. Sparrow, you go
Yes.
down close to Oriana, and you see that she has moved aside the bed the rest of the way, and it appears to have been obscuring a trap door leading downward. And she says, "Huh, I found it." And then you hear this, "Ah!" And this body just falls right outside the window and smashes into the ground.
I think we might have found what happened to your crossbow friend, or your the other woman's crossbow. It doesn't matter. She's not in this room. I'm muttering to myself. She'll call out then. I think we found what happened to your friend.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you look out the window, you see the fellow lying there, his body slightly smoldering in flames.
Bless his heart, he tried.
He does have a crossbow in hand.
Yep, he did try.
He did try.
You also see several more of the shadow knives just running away from the burning building. Like the guards that you left upstairs, a couple of them have just leaped to freedom and are now limping away down the street. So not everybody died.
Well, I certainly can't fault them for making that decision. Not an unintelligent one.
So from the common room, you can hear Belthagast, and he's saying, "Come on, Ori, come on. You know that we're in this together, 50-50. That's how this is gonna go. That's the deal. Where are you? Where are you?"
I'm sorry. What is he saying? She'll kind of swivel her head over to Oriana.
Oriana looks flushed, but then again, she always looks flushed because she has, red pink skin. And she says, "Nothing. He's just talking nonsense, like always." Well, I mean, what do you expect me to say? Are you going to believe me whatever I say? She puts her hands on her hips. But
Let me
winces
ask
a
you
little
this,
bit
then.
because she's still a little bit hurt.
Let me ask you this then. If I were to make the same claim, would you believe me?
No.
There we have it.
But we still got to work together to survive, right?
Of course we do. I'm
Of
not
course
going to
we
throw
do.
away- We can settle this later.
Or do you have a new partner? Is that what's going on? Behind you, Tehran's like, I don't want any part of this. Leave me out of this.
Well, shall we see if this trapdoor at least provides us a way out?
I was just going to say that. All right, Sounder and Anji down in the other room.
We can hear Belfagast also, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Probably also Oriana and Sparrow.
Yeah.
Having a little spat.
Okay, I like your plan. I like it a lot. So, a caveat to your plan. Whatever they found, let's get on in that direction. Get on and getting. We leave this door open because it's like right across just about from the.
Oh, yeah. If he
okay.
finds that secret entrance and comes through this fireplace, he will be like looking into the room. He will be looking where Sounder is standing right now.
So here's my thinking, and I don't know if I can pull it off. I kind of want to either make some kind of, delayed timer noisemaker that'll get him poking around in the right directions and hopefully open this up, find that, and get himself in trouble while we are making clean on our escape. Or just, if I can manage to just pull that pull after we've gotten mostly away and sneak myself to safety, I would like to attempt it.
Okay, so that catch over there will definitely open the door again.
Yeah.
You don't have to press two things to open it from this side. From that side, you'd have to press two things. So that's going to slow him down a little bit, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, you could do that. You could open it and then just kind of hurry away or sneak away.
What if I were to open it whilst invisible?
That's a pretty good plan. I forgot about that potion.
Okay.
All right.
Does everyone agree?
I'm gonna send a message to interrupt the spat that's happening.
All bickering aside, get the hell away.
Just the message sent is, all right, we're opening the door here shortly. Get a move on.
Wait, why?
So he sets off whatever is gonna get summoned out of these chests in here.
Presuming he even goes for it and we're running out of time.
Yeah. So this part is, yeah, as she's walking into the general area. Before I get over there though, it's just stairs up in that direction, right?
There's another door leading to another room, which you could investigate, but the smoke is getting pretty thick.
Yeah, nah.
Like you're stooping.
Yeah, I don't think I have time for that. Just the cursory glance to, yeah, nope, that's closed. I can't see in. Not worth it. Anji is going to use the invisibility potion. Going to open the thing. We're going through there. Hopefully, he sees two perfectly pristine chests and starts poking around. Or at least a couple of his guys do.
And
we
bust
handle
them
one of
open
him.
like the thoughtless, violent fool he is.
Man, you're so judgmental of poor Belfagast. Anyway,
Forget that guy.
screw that guy.
Set a house on fire. I'm not even gonna start poking around. I'm just gonna fire and then I'll poke around. He's a menace. And he shortchanges his smugglers.
Okay. All right. So you're going to, you're all going to head toward the the stairs down the trapdoor, except for Anji, who is going to hang out behind and pull this lever.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, so yes, Tarant shows back up, and he is putting a couple of like rings and stuff in a pouch. And he says, "Well, I wasn't just gonna leave it to melt, were you?"
No, of course not. We should make use of all the time we have, at the very least.
Friends of yours? He nods back at the bodies. You were in the
Former-
guild, right?
I was, yes. Former colleagues, if you want to term it that way.
I do. That sounds better.
Yes, I was in the guild, and the guild and I had a parting of ways. A difference of opinion.
I see. You wanted to do your own thing, and they didn't want you to.
Something of the sort. They wanted something from me that I couldn't give. So I chose to take my leave. And I may have taken a few things on my way out.
Damn, I was hoping we'd have nothing in common. All right, well, I understand that attitude at least. Okay, so Anji, now that Sounder has moved on out of the room, you are standing next to the lever. You're not entirely sure if pulling the lever will break the invisibility. So it's possible that you might want to drink the potion at the same time that you pull the lever.
That's kind of the plan, is I'm sort of gonna like punch the button, do the drinky all at once, and then it's gonna be like scurry to stay out of the way of the big brutish jackhole that's gonna come blowing into the room, like destroying everything in his wake, because that's just how he makes an entrance.
Yeah, that's how he
That
do.
sounds about right.
He wouldn't know careful if it smacked him in the face.
That's more or less accurate. Okay, so that's what you do. You pull the lever and you drink the potion at the same time. And sure enough, you wink out, turn invisible, and the door, the secret door, opens. You see a common room engulfed in flame and smoke. See that I drew some flames and put in some smoke. And you also see Belthagast standing there. He's holding his rod, because obviously, you know, Warlock. He's got a hot rod.
Really?
And
Walking
there's
in
smoke emerging from it.
His rod.
Walking in
Of course
here.
he is.
How
And
unseemly.
He's wearing one of his classic red mesh shirts. He is basically everything Erin said she hated about the Cambion art in D&D, going back when she was writing the Brimstone Angels novel. Okay?
Hate that guy.
yes.
Hate that guy.
Exactly. And
That
he
guy.
looks around, he says, "Oh, hello." But he's not talking to you. He's talking to, you know, Providence that has opened this entrance for him. You see that not only is he there, looking rather unbothered by all the smoke, but a couple of his goons show up next to him. And these are like lank-skinned, sallow dwarves and a human knight. And they look very unhealthy, and they are coughing up a storm in the smoke. They do not have the fire resistance that he does, but they are under his thrall, and he says, "Ha ha, this way," and he starts heading toward the secret door. So I assume you're gonna just kind of sidle out of the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him get past me.
But you want to see what happens, don't you?
I do, but also like if there's a chance to push him down the stairs, I'm totally going to. So
Well, there aren't any stairs near here, so.
like I'm just saying if he finds that trap door, gravity is my friend.
Okay,
Like-
fair enough. All right, so you step out of the way, and he steps into the hallway next to you. I would like you to make a stealth check, please.
Okay,
Now,
that's
you
gonna
do
be
have
fun.
advantage because you are invisible. He will not be able to detect you with sight, but you might make a sound or he might like smell you because you do wear a very distinctive perfume.
That is true.
Then again, you know, the place is full of smoke.
This is terrible.
Well, you have advantage, so you roll twice and you take the better result.
Okay, that's good because that was bad. This is worse. This is worse.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a little better than that because I have +2 to that, but still, that's like 8. That's like not good.
Okay, so you stepped aside, and at that moment, your fiendish resilience had been cushioning you against the smoke for quite some time, but you got a big whiff of it, probably from his rod, which is, there's smoke and fire coming off of it, and it makes you cough just once. But he hears it and he perks up. And he goes, "Someone's there." And he sweeps his rod out, kind of whiffs it through the air to his left, which is on the other side of him. And you back up so that when he sweeps to the space that you were in, it misses you, just narrowly misses you. And he says, come out wherever you are."
Just typical macho behavior, just walking in, waving his rod around where he's not welcome.
Trying to smack people with it, whether he can see him or not. But then his eye is caught by these two inviting looking chests that are just sitting there. And he goes, "Oh, so his one of his goons, this dwarf, pokes his head through the fireplace, and he says, "Belthagast, I'm not sure about this one, Chief." And Belthagast's like, "Quiet! Open these chests." And like, but we're looking for someone. "Open them, I said." And the dwarf kind of cringes and then heads in there to do what Belthagast said. Okay, so the rest of you, you're headed down the there's a kind of winding staircase that leads downward through the trapdoor. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So let me just finish narrating what happens here, and then we'll pick up with the rest of you in a second. So Anji, you seizing the opportunity, kind of like head back over and just kind of look through just to see what's happening. And another one of Belthagast's goons approaches, and you make sure that one has plenty of space too, and is not going to discover you. And the dwarf is like and just fiddling with the lock. Belthagast is like, faster, can't you tell the roof is on fire? And the guy's like, "Oh, no, boss, you put the roof on fire." And Belthagast finally gets tired of the weight, and he just slams his rod, like he empowers it with this burst of fiery energy, and he slams it down. This is the Eldritch Smite. He slams it down on the other chest, just as the dwarf pops open the lock of the first one. And there's this crackle of magic, and this deep, resonant boom, sort of gonging sound. And that's when all the shadows appear. Just come flying out of the chest all around them, and the dwarf cries out in terror, and Belthagast goes, "Ah!" And Anji, you're pretty sure now's the time to go.
Now is probably a very good time to leave, but I kind of want to watch this.
Well, they don't seem to not notice you because you're invisible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
maybe-
then yeah. This is
Yes,
okay.
yes. As they start falling on Belfagast and the dwarf, who immediately goes down, one of them looks up at you, and you see its burning red eyes, and it's just.
Oh, no. Hate to cut and run. Cheerio.
Belfagast's other goon is like, ah! And the shadow that was coming for you swallows that one up whole, and you beat a hasty retreat.
In fact, I do.
Okay, so I am just gonna grab all of you and move you. So this might be a good time to take our break, actually, and then we will reset in our new location. So don't go away, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. Thanks for sticking around. All right. I just want to remind everybody that we have a giveaway of several copies of Femmes Fatale, which I think you'll really enjoy, especially if you enjoy this game, because, I mean, all of your characters are Femmes Fatale. Except for Sounder. Sounder is the most responsible member of the party, at least so far.
Standard butch femme. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, there will be dark secrets that will emerge eventually,
Yeah.
though. Do not
think-
worry.
I
The
think
whole point
the-
of this game is concealing dark secrets. All right.
Somewhat violent disaster queers. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Sparrow is 1,000% the chaos gremlin disaster bisexual. So
and Anji is the quintessential horny bard.
yeah.
Look, some classics are a classic because, well, they're classic.
They're classic for a reason.
All right, so you have found yourselves down this winding staircase in a basement of some sort beneath the building. Clearly, this is an old structure. The walls are stone, dark, dusty, cold, despite the raging fire building above you. You think that this structure is from an earlier level of Nightside. Like, rumors abound of a city within a city within a city, and this is the next layer of the city, below the civilization of the streets. And this might, if that is the case, be one of the higher tiers of a deeper building. Anyway, but here you are, and you have climbed down these stairs, which creak and snap a little under your feet. In this basement, I'm assuming you could see stuff. There are several tables with implements for fixing things, tinkering implements, knives, hammers. There's an anvil. In the corner, you can see that there's a very large, very dead rat. Its entrails sort of oozing out onto the ground. And behind that, you can see that the wall is formed by like a locked wooden partition. There's a chain and a padlock across one of the doors, but the other one appears to be unlocked.
I'm going to ask a
And-
question that only I would ask.
Mhm.
Disemboweled rat.
Yep.
Does that look like it was a ritual situation or just like nature took its course?
Make a religion check.
Oh.
I do feel like if it was a ritualistic situation, they wouldn't have put it in the corner of the room. But maybe that's just me.
8.
No idea.
No idea. Okay.
I mean, you have seen your fair share of cults. You have told your fair share of stories about ritualistic sacrifices. You may have experienced one or two. You're not sure if this qualifies.
Okay.
The way I said that, experienced one or two, kind of sounds like you may have been on either end of that sacrifice. Who
Been
knows?
there, done that.
Yeah.
Got the tattoo.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were not sure.
Okay. So I'm not gonna
There
say
are
anything.
there are many shelves and like cabinets all around this room. It appears to be a storeroom of some kind. Many of the cabinets stand open, but there are some that are closed and presumably locked. The ones that are open tend to be empty, but you can also see like moldering root vegetables and like very old, very moldy chunks of bread, that kind of thing.
Ew.
Yeah, it smells musky and like rot down here.
Huh. Lovely. Suppose it's better than the smoke upstairs.
Yeah, there's smoke starting to kind of like seep down the stairs a little bit, but it still feels unsettlingly cool down here. Like you were sweating up a storm in the smoke up there. Even the tieflings who are resistant to flame, you could feel the temperature. But down here it is chilly enough that that sweat is turning into cold.
On the note of the smoke pouring down from upstairs, if Sounder can close the trap door.
Mm-hmm. I assume that you did close the trap door. Yeah. So there's just a little bit of smoke kind of like seeping around the edges of the trapdoor. It's not pouring down.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case.
Tarrant is gonna head over and check out those doors. He kind of like turns his ear so he can listen. Go ahead.
At a cursory glance, the storage cabinets, are they open or closed?
Most of them, okay, it's about half and half. Half of them are open and revealing just kind of like not very useful stuff. Old rotted food, some very dusty wine bottles, that kind of thing. There are a couple that are closed and presumably locked. One, I will just mark them on the map, in fact.
While Sounder is looking at the cabinets, I'm going to just sort of sidle up to Oriana and whisper in her ear what I just watched happen to Beltagas. As I feel as though she will appreciate. And I'm sorry she missed it, but I'm glad she didn't like have to be in danger, but darn, that was quality entertainment.
She looks over you and just, he always was too greedy for his own good.
Whatever happened back there, I'm sorry I missed it. I'm sure that would have been satisfying.
It was. I can't lie. I almost didn't want to escape.
She narrows her eyes slightly at Anji. And she says, so, what's your story exactly?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
What, that you broke free of Hellfire somehow? It's not a matter of belief, sister. I want to know how you did that.
There's no real trick to being disowned.
Preach,
Disowned.
sister.
From across the room, you hear Tarrant whisper, if you're done with the bonding, I hear voices.
Voices? Coming from where? Down the
nods.
hall. Whatever
He's
room.
quite beside himself.
He nods toward the doors where he's listening. They're more like a gate, really. Like that you'd set to keep like some kind of powerful beast trapped. And they don't appear to be original. They're obviously put here by whoever started using this space. Okay, so Forda, I have marked the closed cabinets if you want to check one of them out.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna come over here and check 5. Ooh. I was still on pan view. That was a bit jarring. Gonna come and try and investigate 5.
Okay.
No, I don't have thieves' tools, but just, is it blocked in a way that is easy to pop in any way, or is it just a...
Yeah, you think you could force it open or just kind of jimmy it open with a dagger if you want to give that a shot.
I would like to. I don't expect anything good in these locked ones if everything else is just dusty and moldering, but I want to take a look and be sure.
Okay.
What should I roll for that?
Just roll a dexterity check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, you managed to pop it open pretty easily. Excellent. Okay. Inside. All right, you find a number of rough pieces of clothing. What looks like a robe made of very rough sackcloth, possibly like a cultist robe, like a ritualist sort of robe. And in and among the robe is a little necklace, which is composed of a bony talon. It's a big talon. It's like the size of, well, you've never met me in person. My hand is like 8 inches long. So when I point out that like it's the size of my hand, it's a pretty substantial talon on this leather strap to make it into a necklace.
Well, this is probably a bad idea to keep. Takes it, puts it in the pouch.
Okay, excellent.
At least you acknowledge it.
Cool.
Sometimes bad ideas are the best ideas of all.
If I'm lucky, I can pawn it on somebody and make it their problem.
Okay. Let's see. Are you going to check out anything else?
Gonna come and see what the fuss is about over here by these doors. Because I mean, poking around in these cabinets could be interesting, but also if there's voices.
Yeah. So you think those are sacks of like grain or maybe rice, some kind of food stuff that's pretty easy to create. Maybe oats for making gruel. Okay, make a perception check. And Sparrow, you were close enough as well, so make a perception check yourself.
I will do the thing. Do the thing. 16.
6.
Okay. Yeah. So, Sounder, you are going over to listen, but you catch this whiff of like this really, really noxious, rotted smell of some kind, like foodstuffs that are really, really past it, and it occupies all of your senses. That's why you don't hear anything. Sparrow, you catch sounds of quick, clipped, elegant sorts of conversation. It sounds like Elvish to you, but like a very like brutal, dark sort of Elvish. And they're saying something like, "Where is it? It must be here. It must be here."
It must be here. What are they looking for, I wonder? So
Tarrant leans back from around the doors, and he puts his hand out as if to touch Sounder's shoulder, but kind of like stop short. Like you didn't really give him permission to do that, so he just kind of like gestures that maybe you should come away from the door for a second.
And she will gladly do so, because if that noxious smell is over this way, any excuse to get away from it, just ooh.
Yeah, when you clear those bags in the corner, you see that one of them is is damp with mold, and the smell is obviously originating from that. It's probably a sack of like grain, and the grain is
Fermented badly.
fermented really
Yeah.
badly. Okay,
Oof.
you come
Oof.
over, and Tarant kind of like gestures everyone over.
Hmm.
Oriana's like, who made him the leader? She's still kind of like grudgingly heads over.
No one. He's not the.
There are only 2 of them. I think we can take them.
How do you know there's only 2? There's only 2 talking.
Fair enough. I have my ways. Points to his eye.
Certainly, if I could slip closer, I could get there unnoticed and potentially see how many there are, just for corroboration's sake.
You think you can jump through the shadows as you did before?
You will get a sharp look at that.
What? Was that a secret? He looks around at everybody. Oriana's
some-
like, it's a secret to me. What is he talking about?
Well, I suppose the cat's out of the bag, isn't it? Thank you, Tarant.
You're welcome.
I have an ability to leap through the shadows, to travel through them. That's how I got out of the storeroom at that insane old mage's place.
Oh yes, Lord Robelot's place.
Well, that would explain it. I thought you just left us to die, Oriana says.
No, he stabbed me and I reflexively jumped.
Oh, well, I guess that makes me a little bit less upset. What about you, Sander? She looks over at Sander.
I will sort how I feel about all that after.
That
Probably
sounds
for the
like a-
best.
That sounds like a good idea, Tarant says. Anyway, can you do it or not?
Let me see. And she'll look around. Are there? So you said it was more of a gate, like a barred kind of.
It's
Gate
just
in the
2
door?
very thick wooden boards, essentially. Like they're doors. They're just not original to this space.
Okay.
They might have come from like a cathedral or a larger temple or something, and they were harvested and hung up here.
Okay.
And they're secured with a chain usually, but the chain is loose and only on one of the 2.
Okay.
This far one, which doesn't have a chain on it, you can open.
All right. She'll slip over and ease it open.
Okay.
And then once she does, she'll try to see if there's like a decent spot that she can jump to from from where she is.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to make another perception check, please.
Yee, perception check. 14.
I'll tell y'all, I'm not super great at doing dynamic lighting, but now that I've figured out how it works, it's awesome. So happy. Anyway, yeah, okay, with your 14, so you kind of ease it open a little so you can see a little bit through. And inside, you can see that there is a torch burning along one of the walls. You just put a light there, and burning very smokily next to the wall. A torch sticking out of the sconce, and it's casting shadows across several objects in the room. One of which is right here, and that, okay, sorry, you probably can't see that because I'm on the wrong layer. 1 second. I was just bragging about how. Okay.
I figured it out. Immediately messes it up.
Figured it out. Oh no. Oh my God. What did I just do? All right.
Okay, there it
There
is.
we go. There it is. There it is. Okay. Right here, that's an Iron Maiden. That would appear to be a torture chamber that you were looking into. And right here, that's the edge of some kind of like rack-like device. You're not really sure. You can only see some of it. And you can hear those kind of like sharp elven voices, which are kind of tingling in your ears slightly. You think that you could leap into the shadows behind or inside the Iron Maiden.
Well, is the Iron... So the Iron Maiden is open, though, presently.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try for behind.
Aw.
I'm feeling bold. I'm not feeling that bold.
Look,
All right.
I set up these moments from Haunting Ground, and people just don't do them. Okay, it's fine. All right. Sorry.
You want me to do it? I'll just...
Obscure video game reference. Okay.
And
You're just gonna
I did
leap into
not-
the shadows?
I did not come out with the question I was gonna ask. So
Yeah, she will if there is a suitable shadow, she will step into it. First off, I'll ask if she's going to be successful in that movement before I describe what happens for
You know
everyone
what?
else's sake.
I think that the Iron Maiden is too close to the wall for you to fit behind it. So yeah, I'm gonna make you jump into it. Sure. All right, you're inside the
Sure.
Iron Maiden.
All right.
There's shadow inside it because there's no light inside it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
The spikes are like right there, right up against you. And you are looking out, and you can see that in this room there are several bodies lying on the ground.
Do you mind if I take a sec to describe what everyone else would see
Yeah,
when I do that?
Please,
All right.
please do.
All right. So you see, like, Sparrow will kind of like, peek around the door, get a good view, and then she'll step into a pool of shadows nearby. And the shadows themselves kind of seem to like almost ripple as she does this. They kind of like creep up around, and as she steps in, they just kind of enclose her and wrap around her, almost like liquid. And then it's just flat black again.
oh well,
And I
that
guess-
wasn't disturbing at all.
And I'm guessing since she's inside an Iron Maiden, they do not see her any longer.
No. And Tarant is like, yes. She's the only non-seeker I know who can do something like that. All right. Well, now that you're in the room, you see that there are several bodies on the ground with a very large pool of blood coming out of one of them.
Oh, great.
And there are two figures in black leathers. They're not wearing any cloaks, just the black. And they appear to be elves of gray, sallow complexion, kind of like yours a little bit. And they are speaking to each other in Elvish. It's a different dialect than you're accustomed to, but it sounds like what they're saying is there are two. One is more femme and one is more masked, but it's kind of hard to say exactly. And one of them says, none of these have it. Where is it? And the other one says, patience, it shall come to us. It was foretold. We know what will happen. Trust. And the other one says, that's easy for you to say. And he/they have this very large, slightly curved sword. And they're just kind of like clutching the handle anxiously, like ready for action. Like you can see that their bodies are just taut with nervous potential energy. Make a stealth check, please.
Well, at least it's something I'm good at.
The other one appears to have 2 short swords.
19.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You're pretty good. Yeah. They don't seem to see you.
Ah.
Okay. Meanwhile, outside the doors.
Hi.
Oriana says, "How did she do that?"
Magic.
Well, yeah, magic. Okay, princess.
I
Please
I
don't
heard
call me that. My parents called me that.
I call you that, Tarant points out. Oriana says, "All right, what is your nickname then?"
Don't suppose I have one.
Okay, Knocker, sure. Tarant says, "Rookie mistake." Oriana says, "We should get in there and help her, right?"
just come here a sec. Just come here.
Okay, you wrap your arm around Oriana.
I don't disapprove of the sentiment, but how precisely do you intend to go about this?
Tarant pulls out his pipe. He says, "Well, we could just burst in the front, or we could just wait. Be patient. Trust your friend."
Is this really the time and place, Tarant?
Well, we might be about to die, so care for some?
No, thank you.
Suit yourself, princess. Puffs on his pipe a little bit. Kind of wanders over to one of these cupboards.
There's only 2 of them.
All right, so Sounder, you're helping Oriana kind of like remain calm. You go ahead and make a persuasion check.
As she's attempting to persuade, it's look. At the very least, we give her 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Is that sound fair?
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair. How about 3 minutes?
3 minutes. 3 minutes sounds fair. Not that she left us or nothing. Again.
Okay, so back up in the torture chamber. Sparrow. The 2 elves are, well, one of them is kind of pacing around, the one with the sword. He just steps nimbly over this body, heads over to the rocks up here, kicks a few out of the way, turns, comes back. "I do not like this." "Patience," says the other one. And the voice is so familiar. Like it's kind of niggling around your ear. It fills your mind. You recognize that voice from somewhere. "Patience," the elf says. "It is destiny. Cannot choose one's destiny. All you can choose is what you seek, what you want of your destiny. But your destiny will arrive, however it will come." The elf sniffs at the air. "Do you smell that?" And the other one says, "I smell nothing but death. This cursed place." I said, "No, smell of smoke, of burning, and of curiosity." And the elf looks directly at the Iron Maiden.
Can I dance out of the Iron Maiden? Is the other question.
Yes. So you are kind of like formulating a plan. Okay, roll an initiative, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful for everyone to roll initiative, in
Oh
fact.
dear.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
That's
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So, all right. Okay. Sparrow, you're starting to initiate a plan when this elf just kind of just rushes across here and just slams that door shut. And all of you can see that this door just slammed shut all of a sudden. And then the other elf looks over at the Iron Maiden and says, "Welcome, sister. Come forward and let us dance." All right, so I'm gonna arrange these initiatives, and then it is gonna be Sounder who reacts first. So Sounder, the door slams shut, and you can hear voices. Do you speak Elvish yourself?
I do not.
Okay, so you can hear voices in what you think is probably Elvish. Like you've heard Elvish before, even if you don't speak it yourself. And it sounds dark and directed. All right, what do you want to do?
All right. I think first things first, I want to cast that door, that heavy door. About how thick would you say it is?
It's very thick wood. We'll say it's about 4 to 6 inches thick.
Okay, that's still not thick enough. I'm going to use message and send it to Sparrow.
Mhm.
All right. We burst in now or no?
Okay.
All right. So message is something I can respond to, or is it
Yes.
not? Okay. That would be good.
All right. So that was Sounder's action.
Yep.
Anything else?
My bonus action. Bonus action. I do want to do something, but I want.
Well, Sparrow, you're up next. So
All right.
I'll just have Sparrow start acting, and Sounder, if you want to do something else, you let me know. All right.
All right. Sparrow, for her part, since there's not much she can do inside of an Iron Maiden.
I mean, you could stay there and see what happens.
Yeah, I
not.
could,
Okay.
but I've kind of been called out at this point. I'm not going to just sit in an Iron Maiden and hope they forget that I'm in here. So she'll ease it open
Uh-huh. Reveal yourself.
and step out.
Okay, so there's the one elf with the long sword, and there's the other elf with the 2 short swords. Not drawn, just staring at you.
Not bad. Noticing me in there. I'm rather curious as to how.
Bold of you to hide in such a dangerous place. Truly, you are blessed.
I wouldn't say that, but I do what I can.
The mark of shadow is upon this one, says the other elf.
What would you know of that?
Plenty, says the first elf, the one with the swords. Do you have what we are waiting for?
Perhaps if I knew what that was, I might be able to help you better. I certainly am finding myself at a bit of a loss here.
The elf with the sword raises their chin. Do not play ignorant. I sense it upon you. The elf with the short swords says, yes, the power that we seek.
You must be mistaken. I don't have anything noteworthy on my person at all.
Nothing in your right pocket, for instance. Slowly, the elf with the sword says.
Okay, she'll slowly start lowering one of her hands down to her pocket and reach in.
Sure enough, there is something there.
What's in there?
It is a little amethyst piece of crystal.
She'll she'll just pause with her hand in her pocket without pulling it out because she
We
probably
immediately
recognizes
have
the
this
feel of it.
contextualization shot of you mustering up the shadows and Tarant just slipping something into your pocket. Reverse pickpockets.
That son of a bitch. She just mutters to herself.
Give it to us freely, says the elf with the sword. And you may come with us if you wish.
I don't even know who you are, and frankly, this is my payday.
Payday, says the elf with the big sword. The elf with the short swords waves. No, no. Give her a moment. Her friends will be here soon, I think. All right, so it is now Tarant's turn.
Yeah, that's basically my turn.
So,
Smoking on his pipe.
if I may, I figured out what I wanted to do with that bonus action.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So,
Did I not
The,
put Oriana and... okay, yeah, I
don't know if
need
it
to
would
add
be-
some turns here.
a bonus or not to warn the others to ready themselves. I don't know what that class asks.
Yeah, that would be fine. You can do that
Okay.
as a bonus action. Just provide some warning to everybody.
And I think essentially what she says is just like, now's the time.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to grab an initiative for Oriana here. I have Anji down as 16. So. Okay. And here we go. All right. Okay, so Terrence is just sitting there smoking his pipe. Anji, what do you want to do? Sounder has warned you that it's about to go down.
I have one trick. And that is to see if I can't make these guys not want to mess with Sparrow. So
Okay.
that is Charm Person, and I
Well, the door is currently closed, so you can't cast it if you can't see them.
I thought she left the door open.
Oh, the elf slammed the door closed.
Okay. Then I'm gonna open the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the door. Because whether you have a bow and arrow or magic, you can't do much to the bad guy if you can't see them.
Fair enough. All right, so this is going to be an opposed strength check with the elf who is holding the door.
Oh, that's very exciting. I'm gonna lose this.
I don't know. He didn't roll super well.
13.
Okay. Actually, that's exactly the you tied the results. So you kind of like you just slam your shoulder into the door, and you open it a little bit so you can kind of see through the door.
Avon calling.
All right, let me shift this out of the way a little bit. Okay, yeah, so you can see through the door now. There's the elf on the other side, who appears to be somewhat surprised by the strength of that blow. Okay, it is Oriana's turn, and Oriana is not known for being a hesitant woman or a fully thinking things through woman, and instead what she is going to do is she is going to start blasting. So
Then I started blasting.
exactly, so she is going to blast at that elf who is there on the other side of the door. Oh boy, yeah, she rolled a 1. So this eldritch blast flies out, narrowly misses Anji, and slams into the door. And instead of just kind of dispersing all of the energy that Oriana has pent up and like been building out of frustration and standing still and not doing anything, and like her friend is in danger and she wants to do something about it, all of it comes out in this massive eldritch blast that just annihilates the door, just blows it entirely apart. I'm just gonna mark that out.
All right.
And she's like, whoa.
Oh, you defeated that naughty door. Look at that.
Yeah, but now the battle is definitely joined. Okay, Sounder. Round 2. Your turn.
Quick question.
Yep.
Firstly, she's going to move up towards the door, but about how many pounds would you say that pile of sacks on the floor is?
Let's see. There are 3 sacks. Each of them is about 30 pounds.
30? That's a bit too heavy.
The rotted one is probably a little lighter than that, since some of the material has been rotted away. And if you lifted it up or disturbed it, it would probably break apart into smaller pieces. What kind of size are you looking for?
I'm looking for something about 10 pounds. 10
Yeah,
pounds?
you think you could probably get like just a 10-pound chunk out of the rotted sack of wheat.
Yeah, good. I'm going to move up to where I can see. And that elf who had been closing the door, or trying to, is going to get blasted with a 2nd level catapult.
You're catapulting rotted wheat at
Yes,
it.
yes,
Excellent. All right, well, he's gonna attempt to
to
save. Oh, bad luck for him. Whoa. Okay.
And as she's doing that, she pretty much just lifts her nose in the air, grabs as much of this as she can stand, and just kind of, hey, pal, duck, and just eats it.
I was not looking at the damage output of that spell, but now I see, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so you
Catapult is just so
turn
choice.
this rotted wheat into shrapnel, essentially, and it
Straight
just buries
buckshot.
itself into that elf, who gets hit for 21 bludgeoning damage. Dang. Okay. So if he was coming after Sparrow, he is very well and truly distracted by that attack. All right, Sparrow, you see an excellent opportunity to make a move.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, the elf with the short swords is still standing there. Hands kind of relaxed on the hilts. The elf with the sword seemed to be about to draw it and then just got blasted by rotted wheat, which is just all over them. Just grah.
Well, I might take that opportunity to possibly step in while they're distracted. The big one with the big sword, since they look closer.
Okay.
And I guess I can probably just do this here. And then actually, are they distracted enough that I could
They're not
get...
so distracted that you can sneak attack. Like you
Yeah.
go for a sensitive spot and just like very, very suddenly with excellent reflexes, he just brings the sword down to parry yours. So
Okay,
go ahead and make your
so-
attack.
I will attack. I will at the very least attack. So.
Okay.
21 to hit,
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
and then bloop. So
Okay.
just 5 piercing from my rapier, but I still hit, so that's something at least.
All right. Yeah, you he mostly parries aside your rapier, but you do score a jagged slash along his leg, parting his leathers. Okay.
You've got to be more careful than that, dear.
Anji, you can now, well, I mean, the door that you were trying to open is now disintegrated.
Yeah, it's really open.
Yep.
Again, I have one trick, but I do it several different ways, and so I'm going to do it the different way this time. And that is I'm going to use suggestion to suggest these two guys sit down crisscross applesauce and play pat a cake with each other.
Okay.
And so they're each going to owe me a wisdom saving throw at 15.
All right. Can that spell affect 2 targets?
It
Or is it just one?
It can. It's a second level spell, so I can in fact get 2 people. I can get anyone within 30 feet, but I only want them.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna look it up just to make sure that I understand it correctly.
And if I am misunderstanding it, I'll go back to using Charm Person, which I know will work on both of them, which is also a wisdom saving throw at 15, so.
All right. So let's see.
Either way, they're going to be my bitches, provided they don't roll really, really well.
Okay.
I do one thing, but I do it well.
All right. So it's just one creature with suggestion.
Okay, then I will use Charm Person, and I will. This at second level, I know will affect all of them.
Yeah, you can. I think. Yeah, I seem to think that with Charm Person you can upcast it. Let's.
It says it right here.
Yes. Yeah, you could target an additional creature. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. To make sure. Okay, so you said it was 15.
Yeah.
Okay, they are elves, so they are difficult to charm.
Look, I do one thing.
That's true.
And it's I make them not want to hurt me by being charming.
Okay, so
yeah, but they rolled really well.
They did. So they both resist your charm. Alas.
Sorry, friends. They're not just going to sit down and stop trying to do you harm, but it was what I was capable of.
It was a solid attempt. We appreciate it.
Attempt. And I'll try again on the next turn. Let's be real.
Okay,
I have one job on this ship.
It is Tarant's turn. And just yeah, okay. Just double checking. Okay. Yeah, he is going to get through here. He jumps up over that anvil and kind of ends up in the space where the door used to be. Let's see, just move this real fast. Okay. And from there, he is going to lash out at that same elf that Sparrow attacked. So. With his short sword. Okay, yeah, he does hit and do a significant amount of damage to that elf. And he manages to jab that elf in a like he just thwacks him with the pommel of his sword, and the elf reels and appears to be stunned. At which point he is going to continue on into the room and not get close to that elf lady. He jumps up and perches on the rack and looks at her and looks at Sparrow. I mean, you look kind of similar, like you're both the same sort of gray-skinned elf in a sense. So he's maybe a little confused. Anyway, it is her turn, the elf with the short swords.
But I'm the only one with red eyes, so meh. I guess.
And she says, "Very well, if we must take it from you, we will." And she comes over to attack Sparrow.
You're welcome to try, darling.
So, a short sword. No good. Second short sword. Also no good. All right. Good for you.
Nice couple of parries.
Yep, you parried those blows. All right, this elf who is still stunned is not going to do anything. It is Oriana's turn, and she is going to blast at that elf. Oh yeah. All right, so she hit that elf, and he goes down.
Nice.
I mean, if he hadn't taken that huge bludgeoning hit earlier.
That was pretty epic.
All right, so that makes it round 3, and it is now Sounder's turn.
Well, Sounder is gonna move up. As she's
Now that the
moving.
battle is fully joined, I will give us some suitable fight music.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead.
As she moves up, she's going to cast Mage Armor using the action, but as bonus action, I'm gonna activate. What is that? Well, first let me cast the Mage Armor.
Okay, yep. So you cloak yourself in
Just
protective
went.
power. Does your mage armor have any particular visual manifestation?
I think it's just kind of very piecemeal. It looks every bit as cobbled together as like the spell book, where it's like, oh, it wanted to look like some kind of like intimidating armor in parts of it, and part of it wanted to look subtle or like classic elven in places, and it's a coat of many colors made of magic, but like instead of colors, it's really garishly mismatched armor pieces.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
so some of us look at it and go, well, bless your heart.
I guess the job done, sweetie. And the bonus action, I'm going to activate my my second use of the parkour casting, where I can bonus action a cantrip.
Oh, all right.
I think I'm within 30 feet of the one. I'm gonna throw an infestation at her
Okay.
because that's fun.
It is.
I don't know that hits, but
Bugs.
DC 13 con save.
Oh, she fails. Okay, so she takes 5 poison damage.
Yep.
And then
what else does it
I
do?
believe you get to move her 5 feet. Yes.
If I remember correctly, let me clear that so I can read it. Yep, they move 5 feet in a random direction if they can move, and it's
Random direction.
Yep, roll a d4. 1 is north, 2 is south, 3 is east, and 4 is west.
North. Okay.
Unfortunately, that movement does not provoke opportunity attacks, so that saddens me.
All right. So the bugs appeared on her, and she started scratching at them, and she moves north.
And that's my turn.
Great. Sparrow. She is
All
now
right.
right up next to Tarant,
Indeed.
standing on that body.
Yeah. Well, I'll move in, close the distance, and if we're kind of like positioned quite like that, would that count for the flanking purposes?
We don't really have flanking, so
Well-
as long as she's adjacent to your companion, you
That
can do
works.
sneak attack on her. Yep.
Perfect. So that's what I'll
Adjacent
do.
to a sensible, operative, still fighting companion. So, like, if he were stunned, like that elf
Yeah.
was, he wouldn't be helping you. But he's
Fair
not.
enough. All right. She will. Sparrow will close the distance. You really should go. Your friend isn't looking so good. And then she'll stab.
You really should go. Not that I'm going to give you a chance.
Okay, sadly that is a 6.
Yeah, 6
Oh,
isn't
and
not going to do it. All right,
and I
so
do
she
not
parries
have the-
aside your sword.
Yes, I do not have inspiration, so I cannot. And I don't think I had advantage on that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. All right, Anji.
Sparrow just moved a little ways away from me. Like she was right next to me, now she's not. I am going to like lunge in Sparrow's direction and ask her quietly if she would like to be invisible for a moment.
Why not?
At which point I will in fact use magic to make Sparrow invisible. to them.
Excellent. Okay. So you cast invisibility on Sparrow. Sparrow
Because
winks
I have
out of.
consent.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Sparrow becomes invisible. Okay. It is Tarant's turn.
Ooh, I'm a ghost.
You can stab people and they can't see it coming.
True.
All right. Tarant is going to short sword at the lady. I mean, lady, maybe. But he's not going to hit. AC is a little bit too good for that. And then he attempts to kick as well, but that does not hit either.
What's wrong,
Um,
dear? You're not good at this. Stop
driven
trying.
by that little bit of scorn, he's gonna do a flurry of blows. It just explodes into motion, and he does manage to catch the elf with a stray punch, dealing 7 bludgeoning damage. And she is not stunned, alas. All right. It is her turn. She says, "You cannot hide from me, sister. You will join us one day." And she is going to... She summons the shadows around her, like she weaves shadows around her with her two swords, and sends out this burst of shadowy energy. I'm going to need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh,
Exciting.
I know, right? 14 from me, at least. Not
17
Well-
for me.
12.
Okay.
It's the best luck I've had with these dice tonight, so.
And Oriana is too far away to be caught in this effect. So, Sparrow and Sounder,
Yeah.
you each take 7 necrotic damage.
Ah. I am resistant.
Okay, then it's reduced to 3.
Nice.
Tarant and Anji, you each take 14 necrotic damage.
Oh,
Ooh. No fun.
Okay. And okay. And then the elf is going to... She when the smoke clears that she just conjured, she has disappeared. Sparrow, would you please make me a perception check, please? And you have advantage on this check.
okay. Let me see here. Perception.
Everyone else is coughing and kind of blinded by the blast of black necrotic
Oh.
energy. Ooh, wow. Okay.
20, a critical, not 20.
You see a faint, shadowy thread from where she was standing through the rocks to the north of you. Like it looks like a trail, a path. Like you wouldn't have any reference for like a jet trail, but that's kind of what it looks like. Like whatever magic the elf used has left this lingering after image, and it has gone up through those rocks to the north, which appear to be just kind of loose piles of rocks.
Yeah. Does it look
Okay.
like it's like fading, or is it just kind of lingering there?
Yeah, it was just there for a brief second, and then your perception of it fades and you can no longer see it. Like it's disintegrating into ash. The elf that you knocked down continues bleeding to death. Oriana, he does nothing on his turn. Oriana runs in and she says, "Where are they? Where are they?"
Dying or gone? She's still staring at that rock pile to the north. Can we
Does-
stabilize?
Does Oriana have a big blast of something she could do? Yep. Okay. Oriana sees Sparrow staring at the pile of rocks and goes, "Aha!" And she runs up, and Tarant kind of like narrowly dodges out of the way as she just sends out this blast of flame from her hands, burning hands into the pile of rocks. That might not be the most well-advised thing to do, but she still does it because Oriana, a bit impulsive, and manages to break apart some of the rocks that are blocking the way, revealing a path.
Well, do we follow? Or... And she'll look back at the prone and bleeding out one. we save this one's life and ask a few questions?
We do have access to an Iron Maiden.
Okay, Sounder. Round 3. Or round 4, sorry. Your turn.
Gonna go up to where we blasted, if we can see a portion in there.
Where Oriana just continued blasting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, you see this additional chamber and you hear the faint gurgle of liquid, like the sewer. Like you can hear sewage flowing over a waterfall, and you see 3 wrapped corpses just lying in that room. That's what those are. And then just at the very edge up here, you can see the edge of the sewer. You do not see the elf anywhere.
Is it possible to squeeze through that hole enough where I can see around this corner?
Oh yeah,
here?
you can go in there if you like.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to do so, to try and get eyes on where this elf went.
Okay.
But
You see there's a wheelbarrow in the corner of the room, which is full of corpses.
If I can't see her, I'm not gonna chase her into the sewers.
Yeah, you don't see the elf anywhere, unfortunately.
So she's gonna swear and turn back to the rest of them, just kind of a shrug, because
That seems like a reasonable reaction. Okay. Sparrow, you are still invisible.
I am. Well, I mean, so if we've completely lost the elf at this point, I'm going to go ahead and drop invisibility. And
You don't know how to do. It's not your spell.
Okay, fine. I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna be like, look, I will say aloud, I would like to be visible now, please. This is all well and good, but
So, Anji, you know there are 2 easy ways to drop invisibility. Well, 3. 1, you can just voluntarily end the spell anytime you want. 2, if the invisible person attacks, or 3, if the invisible person casts a spell. All of those will end the spell.
So, having heard the voice say this, and being a musician, I have an understanding of sound and where sound is coming from.
Yep.
I am going to sidle right up to Sparrow and like put my arm around her waist as I drop the spell.
Okay, yep. Anji
So
is
she
briefly
will-
holding an invisible person.
And then I will let her come back to
thank
full
you.
corporeal visibility.
That's entirely disconcerting. I mean, I guess at this point, can we... I don't have a means of stabilizing this guy. I'm not suggesting we heal him, but stabilization might be nice so that we can get some answers.
oh, I can't heal him, so that's not on the table.
Tarant heads over there. And I think he's dead.
Well, so much for that idea.
Meh.
Option 2.
Or he says, good. What?
We
He
had-
was going to hurt you.
Into the sewers to try and track down your mysterious lady.
I saw a brief... I know she went that way, but where she went after that... If you didn't see her, I have no idea how to track her from here.
Good old-fashioned walking.
Did
Then
she say
let's-
anything? Tarant says.
What, you can understand that?
She was speaking, wasn't she?
She was. What, you can't speak Elfish?
I'm asking you.
Some blather about destiny and seeking something.
I'm gonna lean into Sparrow because, like, I've still got my arm around Sparrow's waist, right? Like, I'm gonna lean into her. Is it still in your pocket?
For the moment.
Nope.
Nope. Oh. She'll reach in. Tarant?
Yes.
I don't suppose you happen to have reclaimed the object that you so happened to slip into my pocket earlier.
You mean you lost it already?
If you don't have it, that means our friend made off with it.
Well,
I know honesty is a thing with which you struggle mightily. But tell us now, was it you?
I don't have it. She was invisible, right? I can't pick pockets from someone who's invisible.
I mean, you could if you're good at it.
I like you.
Some
Yes,
of us
we
could, but didn't.
We keep Sounder around for a reason, yes. Anyway.
Is that reason all the compliments?
The compliments are few and far between. Anyway, moving on.
But sincere. No, I didn't take back the item. I gave it to you because, well, you earned it. And I thought we were even. We're even, right?
If you don't have it, yes, I'd say we're even.
I suppose now we're all evenly without the item.
Then we go after her.
You're damn right we do.
We're wasting time then. And she'll dash off.
Onward!
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm right behind. Like,
yeah,
on
she
real.
will dash.
You would not think a girl wearing these shoes could move that fast, but you would be wrong.
Okay. So, are you headed up into that other chamber up to the north? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rihanna doesn't hesitate. She comes right with you, obviously. Tarant just pulls out his pipe again. Yeah, so there's a sewer line, and it smells foul. You don't see a boat or anything. Just gonna go off and search through the sewers.
So I definitely have like a thing of solid perfume on my person, and we're gonna just like open that, and
Okay.
anyone else who wants any just can have a whiff
All right.
of the
Well, we don't have time to be precious.
So our intrepid heroes head off into the sewer, and Tarant heads the other way, saying, "Well, we're even. You know where to find me, I suppose." And then he disappears. So it is 9 o'clock, and that is all the time we have for tonight. You acquired a great deal of treasure during the game, and I want to point out that a couple of people bought you bling blings, and those will be part of the treasure that you are rewarded. I will be posting on the Discord what treasure you got, because it would take me a while to sort it all out right now, and that's just dead air time. We're gonna finish up our giveaways. If everyone has entered to receive a chance to win one of these books, The Femmes Fatale, that Amanda and I wrote, came out a couple weeks ago. It's our superhero novel. It's I mean, there is a plot. It's a superhero plot, but it's mostly a romance sort of
there's
story.
a plot because Eric made me.
I did. I told her that there had to be a plot, and she
I was
agreed.
like, no plot, just vibes, and Eric's like, no, that's not how books work.
Yeah.
It's like 60% vibes.
It's 60%.
No, it's more like 80% vibes. Anyway, yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and do that giveaway. I'm not entirely sure how all of this happens. Yang Yang will probably do
Yang Yang
this.
knows. That's a Yang Yang situation.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up the chat because I haven't been on there for a while. He's probably amazing. All right. Congratulations, you three. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll find some way to communicate to you and let us know, an address. Again, if you are within the continental United States or, I suppose Alaska or Hawaii, I'll spring for Alaska or Hawaii.
I will cover shipping to Canada.
Okay. If you were in the United States or Canada,
anywhere in North America,
then we
Mexico,
will
Canada,
we will send you a physical copy. If you are OUS, outside US, we will route you a digital copy. It's available on Amazon. It's real cheap. It's like $3 or something.
The digital is like $2.99. The physical book is $9.99. And yeah, you can get it at Amazon. You can get it at bookshop.org through your favorite local indie store. Big fan
highly recommend it. It's not technically part of a series. There are just other related books that you could read that tell you about the characters. And there will be a
under
sequel.
Contract for a sequel, and the words third book have come out of Eric's mouth. So
I have suggested a possible title for the third book too. So, don't worry about it.
We're gonna write these books until I drop dead because he'll never be rid of me.
That's probably true. Tune in over the next few weeks during our December streams. We will be giving away some Norse Foundry dice sets, which are real amazing, and I think you will enjoy them greatly. Also, we have some cool games coming up. We have another Isekai Realms game that's gonna be up in the next couple of weeks, and other cool things. Watch the Discord for announcements. I will be posting the Greymantle Treasure Haul on the Discord if anyone is curious, and I know you three are.
I want to know.
But all of the audience, so our Discord is the place to go get that information. I have been Eric Scott to be author, game designer, editor, technical writer, author of this book and others. Often the DM of games on this channel. Not always, but this one is one that I particularly like. Thank you for coming along with us on this journey. Find me on Twitter as long as Twitter lasts. I also have Facebook, and I started a TikTok account under my own name, Eric Scott to be. So come check me out there and take it away, Allie.
Hey everybody, I am Alexandra Pitchford. I am an author and game designer, mostly fiction, sometimes game stuff. Still waiting to hear back on some things for the game side. We'll see. But I also have books and things. Bridge to Elsewhere is an anthology that has my story, Silence in the Dark, that has been out a bit recently. There's another one that is starting to get out there. I believe it is now on sale, called Never Too Old to Save the World, that has my story, The Sun Spear, in it, featuring a nice little cameo from Sparrow. If you like Sparrow, check her out in that. Little older, little more self-confident Sparrow. And you can find more of my writing on my Patreon, which I will link in the chat. Also, so much for ultimate episode, huh?
Oh, well, actually, there is a little epilogue, which I was going to say, and I think I'll do that after everybody does the little outro thing, just as a little post-credits scene.
Oh, are we? Okay. So are we actually calling that the ultimate episode then, when we just run off into the sewers?
It is the ultimate episode of Arc 1, yes.
All right.
Oh no.
Fair enough. All right, here we go. Moving on.
All right. With that, I'm Forda. You can find me on Twitter still for now, and I'll probably still be there after the frickin' thing implodes. At Fortivair, no dash in between. Most of the other places on the internet, I'm apparently overtaking no dash in between. It used to be the other way around. But I illustrate, I play games, and I occasionally stream. Oh, that's me.
All right. Hi. Yes, I am Amanda Cherry. I am an author. I am an actor. I am an occasional screenwriter. I am an unapologetic Eric's got to be fangirl. I can be found on Twitter, TikTok, and Hive at Manda the Ginger. I also have a Mastodon, The Ginger Villain, which is also my website, thegingervillain.com. I like to write stories about magical girls who aren't very nice, as I think you were able to tell from this little adventure that we've just been on. I will be back for more Greymantle adventures someday. And until then, yeah, follow me on social media. I'm a lot of fun. And yes, Eric got a TikTok, and go follow him, because like I keep sending him silly videos, and the day's gonna come when he cracks and goes banana pants on TikTok, and you're gonna want to be there for that.
It is gonna happen. Yeah, my first videos were about how I got COVID at the same time that I opened a TikTok account, so I'm sure it was just a coincidence. Anyway,
COVID at the same time we tried to launch a book. It was terrible. It was the worst.
Never do things the easy way.
I was so worried about you.
All right, I'm fine. A little nasally, but still fine. All right. In a dark place, far from there, with trees surrounding the area, or perhaps they were once trees, but they have since ossified into stone lattices that overreach the space, a deep, deep chamber, centuries older than most of Nightside. The elf, harmed, but not significantly, with a slight limp, makes their way across the dark toward an altar. Upon this altar lie several fragments of multicolored crystal, arranged in a sort of crown. The elf lays down the amethyst piece. A voice echoes across the walls. Soon. She will be with us soon. The elf nods. Yes, my liege. The shadow crown cannot be denied. The end for now. Okay, thank you all for sticking with to the post-credit scene. And with that, tune in for more Greymantle sometime in the future. Watch our Discord for announcements. Thank you all. Have a good night.